everyone. I'm Dr. Rudresh M, working as an assistant professor in the Department of Aeronautical Engineering, Dayanand Sagar College of Engineering, Bangalore. I welcome you all for the online faculty development program on overcoming the challenges in adopting online technology in teaching learning. I will going to deliver a presentation on meeting the challenges of online teaching in engineering education. The outcomes of the presentation: that after the presentation, the participant will be able to know the principles of online teaching and how to select the teaching tools for the theory, online lectures and lab classes. Finally, we'll come to know what are the challenges and the strategies to overcome these challenges in online teaching. We all know teaching is the most noble profession on earth, but the current education demands more and more. So we need to combine teaching with technology. This combination of teaching with technology changes the education pattern from face-to-face delivery to online mode. So, we, the teaching fraternity, in order to teach online, we should know the principle of online teaching for our success as well as the success of our students. So let us go and review the principles of online teaching. The first principle is show up and teach. The students in an online course rely on the instructors in order to follow the established schedule and to deliver the course within the schedule time frame. And also the students will be depending on the instructor because he is the primary link to the course. It demands more time and individual attention. So the faculty to adhere to the schedules and participants in all activities of online classes. That is, the instructor should follow the course schedule and to deliver the course within the scheduled time, and also he should actively participate in all the activities of online classes. The second principle is practice proactive course management strategies. As a faculty, our responsibility will be not over once we deliver the course content, but we should be visible and active in leading the learning experience. That is, we should monitor and respond to all the students' activities more proactively. For example, in communicating and reminding the students of missed or upcoming deadlines of assignment submissions, like that. So we have to monitor and respond to the student activity more proactively. This is also one of the strategy for the course management. We can use for the course management the learning management systems, LMS. The third principle is plan for the unplanned. Since we know the online learners, that is nothing but students, rely on the teachers as their main source of course information and progress. If suppose an instructor is unable to log into the course, or sometimes the service is interrupted for more number of time due to some technical issues or some emergencies, we not able to log in. So if we continue the same for many days, the students may get stressed and anxiety may arise. So The instructor should plan the unplanned. Means the instructor should notify the student as soon as possible when the class will going to start again, when we will going to provide the additional courses, so that the students will not be in anxiety. So we have to plan for the unplanned activities. The next principle is we have to help our students to maintain forward progress. The principle is help maintain forward progress, because the students in the online classroom always expect from the faculty that timely return of assignments, timely return of assignment and exam grades, so that the student can monitor their own progress. Hence, the faculty should give their marks or grades within prescribed time. So, establishing a protocol of providing the student, either it may be feedbacks or about the assignments or grades of the internal examinations, should be submitted electronically in order to ensure student progress on course activities. The next principle is it should be safe and secure. We know the communications or interaction with the students is a critical dimensions in teaching, teaching and learning. All course related communications, whatever we're going to do, all course related communication should be within institutionally supported system. So whenever we use institutionally supported system for communication, it will be safe, such that no information of students will be available for third person, because the third person can misuse. So it is always highly recommended that all course related communication between the instructor and the students should be within institutionally supported and maintained communication systems. And the next principle is quality matters. We know the quality is a regular part of the course design, development and delivery. Quality is important in all these three regards, that is designing of a course, development of a course or delivery of a course. So the high quality course content is essential for a successful learning experience. Therefore, instructors should monitor and address the dimensions of the course which may impact course integrity, including inaccurate course content, editing errors, confusing informations, instructions, broken links and other course design issues. And the last principle we have to focus on, click a mile on my connection. It says, the thing is, there are so many platforms are available for online teaching. First, we the faculty should understand the online learning platform which is available to the learners. We should go in such a way that we should be able to check how it operates functionally in the same level of students. And we have to check how the delivery system, for example, if we ask quiz by using the Google Classroom, so how the response will be given and whether the marks will going to appear once the student answered the question, or whether it will going to show the right and wrong answers. Everything we have to check. Means all the online platforms and the delivery system should be checked appropriately in the student level. And also we have to ensure the same internet connection is available for all the students as well as the faculty. Otherwise, for example, if the Kashmiri students are getting 2G and I'm teaching for the Kashmiri students from Bangalore, I will be available with 4G, but the students using 2G, so it's not feasible. So the online instructor needs immediate and predictable access to the same technology as is required for the student participations. So these are the different principles we have to follow for online teaching. Next, in order to deliver, so as we come across the different principles, so now I am focusing, since I'm basic engineering background, we have theory and we have laboratories. So in order to deliver theory classes, we have many teaching tools. I've just given some examples: Zoom, Google Classroom, Google Meet. But in order to select the teaching tool, our main challenge is to identify the features of the tool before using it, such that the features may be how many maximum number of participants a online platform will going to allow, means how many maximum students it will allow, whether it will telecast real-time live video with audio, or we have to record it, or we have to upload it. And we have to check during online classes whether we can record the class for future reference, whether can we share the screen what we are presenting, can we share the file of study materials, can we use online chat with the students during the course, can the software, the same software or same platform what we are using, can we upload the course material within the same platform, whether the software or platform has the time limits. For example, Zoom free edition has only 40 minutes time limit. Like that, we have to check what is the time limit of each applications. Whether it has the feasibility of remote control, means can we control the participants, means no third person should access the link, and also can we mute and unmute the audios and video of the respective candidates, can we able to disable the unknown person from the meeting, and also we have to ensure the safety and security. So whenever we give access to the students, their individual information should not be available for the third person where it can be misused. So whether the platform has the safety and security, whether the platform has charges or it is freely available with respect to the host as well as the user, and whether it is flexible enough in the sense can be used installed in the any operating system in the laptops or computers, desktops, or it can be used also with the mobile phone applications. So we have to check all these features before selecting a desired platform. So after seeing all these features and comparing with different teaching tools, we have to select the appropriate teaching tool, and then we have to work such that we have to go to the student level and how it will going to operate functionally. So after ensuring the functionality and everything, then only we can easily teach the students through these platforms. So by checking all these things, we can go for online teaching for theory classes. But for the laboratory classes, for example, I'm basically an aeronautical engineer. We have so many laboratories: wind tunnels, material testing labs, energy engineering labs, performance lab, etc. So if we just conduct the online class, it is not fulfill the appropriate thing. So I've just given a tip for an online lab class. For example, if we have to conduct a material testing lab, first the student should preview the materials which is previously uploaded in one of the platform. The thing is, what is the necessity in order to conduct the experiment? So once the student preview the materials, the recorded video when we will go for the lab and we will record the experiment of individual experiments, and we will going to upload in any one of the platform so the students can see the video. So the video demonstration, once the video demonstration is over, after taking all the data, it can be simulated in the software simulation. After simulation, the calculation and everything will be over. So the students can submit the report and we can grade accordingly how he has understood by regular interaction and by sending the Viva questions also. By sending the Viva questions. So the theory classes we can conduct the online, but for the lab classes we have to give some preview materials, recorded video demonstration, then the virtual laboratories simulation. Therefore, these all things will be done by the interaction of the course coordinator, and the Viva question will be posted and we will get the answer and given the feedback. So this is the tips for an online lab class conduction. Next we will go for main thing, that is during the online course or online teaching, what are the challenges we will going to face and what are the strategies can be adapted in order to overcome these challenges. The major problem is for the faculties is unstable internet. So how to overcome this challenge is we have to prepare a backup plan. For example, we have a Wi-Fi system in our house, but due to power cut there may be a Wi-Fi is not working. So we have to use the mobile internet, or else if the unstable internet is unstable in our area, we have to go nearby internet cafes or libraries, etc. So we always have to prepare a backup plan for the unstable internet. During the class or other thing, the breakdown of online teaching platform can be possible. So whenever the online teaching platform breakdowns, or for example we have conducted 10 classes in one of the platform but it's not working now because of several reasons. So what is the strategy for this? We have to provide more flexibility, means we have to teach our students such that to use many number of platforms. So if one fails, we have to cope up with another one. And this student in different time zones. So many colleges will going to have the students of different time zones. So if I am working from Bangalore and the students from other countries will going to have a different time zone. So how to cope up with this is we have to conduct the class for the students, maximum number of students for time zone, and then we have to record that video and we have to give or we have to upload that video to the students who are in the different time zones. So record the video during the online classes whenever you are conducting for the maximum number of students and upload in a portal so that it's available for the students who are working, who are having in the different time zones. And the major problem in the rural areas is students are in poor area, so they cannot attend the online classes. So for this we have to change the teaching and learning strategy. For example, if we have the students in Kashmir where only 2G is available, so they cannot attend the online classes, so we have to change the teaching and learning strategy such that we can post some materials which can be easily downloadable under 2G, and to give some instructions how to prepare. And the major challenge is we the teaching fraternity have of different age conditions where the elderly persons is very difficult to adopt the online technology. So the instructors adapting to online technology sometimes may feel difficulty. So we have to support them through training by faculty development programs or webinars, etc., and also sharing the best practices among institutes. Then during the online classes we will face the challenge such that the students will have the lack of concentration, that is lack of student concentration, and sometimes the students will not engage in the online classes. So whenever the students are not showing the concentration, we can randomly ask the students to answer questions so that you will be actively participating. And also we can ask to turn the videos so that it can enhance the sense of the presence of the student. And the major problem from the students is they feel isolated compared to the face-to-face delivery during the traditional coaching. So in order to avoid that, we can involve the students in group discussions. So just have highlighted the challenges what we are facing today and also the strategies what we can adapt in order to overcome these challenges. Thank you and keep learning.